Fucking shit, Alter, das Mikrofon war aus. Ah! Wir spielen Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. Deluxe? Ultra Deluxe. Ultra Deluxe. Aktuelle Zeit, was weiß ich. Hä? Echt, das geht? Seriously? Ja, das müsste passen, I guess. Also nicht. Ey, so, hier, ja, jetzt, ne? Bitte einstellen zur Batteriefreiheit. Kennt ihr die Batteriefreiheit? Zur Einstellen zur Barrierefreiheit können Sie über das Hauptmenü vorgenommen. Aha. Jawohl, also lass mal die Batterie frei. Direkt hier nein, die Olga. The end is now, the end is now, the end is loading. The end is loading. Nein, ich wollte nicht skippen. Kurz geregelt. Hä? Wait. Zurück zum Menü. Das Spiel beginnen. Wenn ich jetzt nichts mache.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Ja, mach ich gleich. Ich muss jetzt hier nur so langsam warme. Der warme wird's langsam. Sehr schön, bleibt da. Also, nachdem eine Stunde da gehockt ist, so auf einmal. Huch, ich krieg hier gar keine Nachrichten. Die Bildschirm ist ja leer, das habe ich ja gar nicht gemerkt. Nice. So, kann ich hier Bibuba. Oh. Hä? Slide ich so. Und vor allem, wieso? Hört sich das an wie Tastaturgeschreibe, Alter. Du kannst nicht springen, der Rumschau freigeschaltet. Weil ich hier rumschaue oder was? Schauen wir mal, wie Deluxe das ist.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Es gab damals, ich weiß nicht, wie viel die gechanged haben, aber damals.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Wo war das? Da war doch hier irgendwo. Ja. Yay, Achievement!
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map, until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet? Then in that case, we'll continue. But now, here comes the real question. What do you think would have happened if you had told me that you wanted this to stop? Do you think it would have been particularly different? Would I have taken the same idea but rephrased it superficially to fit that answer? Perhaps you never would even have thought of it if I hadn't brought up the issue in the first place. Oh, now think about it. Will it be worth it for you to restart and then come back here just to do the other option?
Fine.
Clearly, this whole gag takes some time. What if the other option is even longer? How long will you spend in total just to have heard all the narration? Oh, and this is rich. Perhaps you've just played the other option, and now you've come to see what happens in this one. So, what do you think? Which choice was the better one?
Yeah.
Imagine if you had selected continue on your first playthrough, how tantalizing it would be not knowing what happens when you pick the other option. Indeed, you are one of the lucky ones. Though if the other option is really miserable to listen to, then perhaps you're not. In fact, I'm just going to say that no one who's listening to this is lucky. Well now, I've built up the other option so much that I'm going to stop talking and leave you to your decision whether to come back here, continue with the game, or just sit in this spot forever and ever. Cheers.
Nein. Lass mich nicht allein. Und hier drunter? Nee. Ich will da zurück rauf. Muss ich legit neu starten? Muss ich legit neu starten? Also was ich gemerkt habe, wenn ich linke Maustaste und rechts Maustaste gedrückt habe, dann laufe ich anscheinend. Kann ich einen Super Boost machen, wenn ich nach vorne laufe und nach vorne laufe. War das jetzt ein Ernst mit für immer? Ich hab's mir anders überlegt. Ey! Arschloch! Sag ich meiner Mama, wenn ich hier rauskomme. Ja, ich hab den Witzert. Ich hab den Witzert. Hier erneut beginnen.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Wo ist der Meeting Room, Herr?
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Oh. Geht? Macht so einen Unterschied, wenn ich die Tür zugemacht habe?
Oh,
Ich glaube, ich gehe erstmal in die normale
Are you
Story.
really just doing this for the achievement? Click a door
Nein.
5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks.
Ja, und wie viele Klicks
Now
sind's?
suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants
Ich
recognition.
hab mehr als 20. Da ist diese Tür hier. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Das sind die Furzen, ne? Waren jetzt 20 Mal. Als Lügner. Die Tür offen. Achso, ja, wir haben gesagt, wir gehen einfach durch den normalen Weg erstmal durch. Hier. Oder habe ich das jetzt kaputt gemacht?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
On the left. Oh. Wer auch immer seinen PC so auf ultra hell stellt, Alter.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Okay. Ja. Aha. Mach weiter, mach weiter, mach weiter, mach weiter. Prophets. Prophets? Das ist aber ein anderes Prophet. Ähm. Äh. A lot of percent. Das ist zu viel. Was sonst noch? Ich glaube, den Weg nach draußen gibt's auch noch. Spring Break. Clear Skin. Less Air, was? Oh, da kann ich. Nee, wir haben gesagt, ich gehe erstmal. Ich bin trotzdem
Stanley
neugierig.
stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Halt die Schnauze. Wirklich nichts hier, ja? Ja.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
Doch, ist es. Stimmt irgendwas. Wenn ich hier auf und zu mache.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything.
Ich
At
mach da
least if
was.
there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
Ich sitz da, bist du blind oder was? Arschloch. Aber mit O, Arschloch. Weil mit A ist nicht so schlimm, mit O ist richtig schlimm.
Are
Arschloch.
you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
Ich auch. Ja, das ist jetzt meine Kackecke. Aber hier noch.
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right?
Doch.
If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever.
Ist ja
I
gut,
never
dass
would
mich.
have thought to
Ich
mention
will.
it.
Hier. Das hier mein Kackecke. Hier kann ich extra nach links greifen. Hier. Das ist die
Maybe
Klospülung.
to you this
Die
is
Klospülung führt da
somehow
unter
its
das Regal.
own branch of the path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friend, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite."
Sehe ich auch so, ja.
I hope your friends find this concerning.
Ling. Das,
Stanley was fat and ugly and really,
ist der Raum
really
nochmal.
stupid. He probably only
die
got
Bes-
the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Wie heißt nochmal der Raum, Alter? Die Besenkammer ist das beste Ende.
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead.
Und ich bin tot.
You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard.
Ja, ich bin
Well,
anscheinend
in a
gestorben.
situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before
Ling
it
macht das
begins to
schon.
decompose.
Zerschließt sich auch meine Sekretärin.
Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. They have fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them.
Okay.
All right. When you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
Okay, ich glaube, ich bin fertig, oder? Kommt da noch was? Ich glaube nicht. Ich glaube, das war der Endspruch. Oder ich warte noch ein paar Sekunden. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Vorspülung betätigen.
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board.
Second
I
player.
guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you.
Ach ja. Was sagst du, wenn ich hier nochmal reingehe?
You too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to. A fish? Fungus? Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
Finde ich nice. So.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Ja. Money. Nichts machen wahrscheinlich, I guess. Seite. Spiegel. Ist doch einfach nur matt, oder? Alter. Das ist, also, wie heißt das? Naja, passt schon. Ich hab nichts gesagt. Ist die Tür einfach. Oh. Okay. Da lang?
Stepping into the manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Wo keypad behind? Ah, Mike.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Was trinken? Nichts mehr machen, okay? Höhle? Ich jetzt nicht hinter... Das ist immer richtig Billo gemacht hier. Überall Geld gespart natürlich. Oh mein Gott, hier sieht man ja gar nichts. Ist irgendwas? Das ist hier nichts. Ne, ich guess hier ist nichts. Okay. Geht weiter. Runter. Oh, Licht. Licht. Loading.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Das ist ein extra Sprungplatz. Achso, weil ich links und rechts gedrückt habe, dachte ich, das schubst nicht weg, Alter. Sprungplattform, mach was. Nix, okay, nochmal Glück gehabt.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Ach ja? Gut, mach ich. Mind Control Facility, haben die gesagt, ne? Geh ich mal da lang. Aber eine Idee.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Aha! You've made it to the bottom of the mind control facility. Welcome!
Oh.
You see, back when the Stanley Parable first launched in 2013, getting to the bottom of the mind control facility was a bug that we simply didn't catch during development. And you all sent us lots of photos of it on Twitter and acted very superior about it. And you're all very, very clever. Good for you. Anyway, when it came time to update the game, we knew that we had to do something about this little goof of ours, so here you go. New content. You can call it the bottom of the mind control room ending, if that enhances your perception of the value of these updates. Isn't that what you crave? New content? Always more content, more content, more. And I'm here to give it to you. I'm here to make it seem like we really covered every nook and cranny of the game with secrets and Easter eggs. How about this? We wrote a new piece of music just for this section. You won't hear it anywhere else in the game. It's a secret that's just for you. That's how special you are. We call this track, Good Job You've Made It to the Bottom of the Mind Control Facility. Well done.
Good job, you did it.
Yay.
Good job. 3, 2, 1. Good job, you made it to the bottom of the mind control facility. You jumped on the catwalk. You should have been careful. You should have been careful. It used to be a bug, but now it's an ending. Now it's an ending. I believe in you. I believe in your ability to cross this barrier and chase your dreams. Railings don't mean anything. Good job, you did it. Good job, you did it. Good job, you did it. Good job.
Okay, schön gut. Und was jetzt? Bringen wir mal auf, oder?
You did it. Good job, you did it. Good job, you did it. Good job, you did it.